Hi guys! So for today's video, it's kind of like an impromptu, kind of spur of the moment video because I am doing a video today that I've wanted to do for a really long time and I've just never gotten around to it. And if you follow me on Instagram, you know that last night I was watching Ingrid's Me Without Makeup video, and this is, I believe, her third video that she's done without makeup. It's not really, the whole video isn't really, well, I guess it is kind of centered around the fact that she's not wearing makeup, but she kind of just talks about her feelings about makeup and her experiences with makeup. And honestly, to start off this video, I have to like back up to the beginning because a couple years ago, I saw Ingrid's first, maybe it was like a year and a half, 2 years ago, I don't really remember, but I saw Ingrid's first Me Without Makeup video and she literally changed my life, which I have to say, first off, I feel so weird and lucky and blessed that I am friends with so many people who legitimately impact and change my life. Ingrid just happens to be one of those people, and this video, when I saw that, really, she really made me think. And at that time, I was still suffering with some pretty gnarly acne, and for me, like, my acne has never recently been as gnarly as it used to be, but it still kind of flares up. But it used to be way more consistently bad, like on a consistent basis, and it was pretty gnarly. And at that time, I was still suffering with bad acne, and to be honest, when I watched that video, I don't know if I had like ever really gone out of my house without makeup since my acne had started flaring up, which, backing up to like step one, I didn't get my period till I was 18, so I didn't start having any kind of breakouts till right before I got my period. So once I got my period, I like never left my house without makeup, like ever. The gym, nothing. And when I saw Ingrid's video, she made me think. She made me realize that it was kind of strange for me to feel so attached to something making me look perfect, you know what I mean? That I had to have it so bad I couldn't go out being just me and be like, hi world. So she made me really think about my approach towards makeup. Now I have to say, the first time that I went out without makeup, I actually went to Lassen's, which is a local health food store. And I went there because A, health food stores make me really happy and calm for some reason, and Lassen's is never really jam-packed, so I figured, you know, I can just go. It's a good place to like bare my face for the first time. And when I went out, it was really embarrassing, and I remember like having a hard time looking people in the eye. I think at the checkout I finally put my sunglasses on because I was like, I can't even fully look them in the eye while I have no makeup on because I feel so uncomfortable. So it definitely stung the first time I went out without makeup. Now, the cool thing about going out without makeup is that over time, and I have to say that it takes time, you're really normal if you feel super duper embarrassed your first time you go out, because a lot of people feel that way. So it takes a little time for this to kick in, but as time goes on, you will start to almost retrain your brain again to seeing yourself as beautiful, not just the makeup as being beautiful or the makeup making you be beautiful. So it's really interesting because as I've gone on in life and I'm not wearing makeup all the time, I just kind of pick and choose when I'd like to add it to my face, kind of like an outfit, that as time goes on, I see my face differently. I see my features differently, if that makes sense. And I see those as more beautiful as time has gone on. But it definitely has taken time. And the crazy thing about acne, man, it's so weird because people who don't have acne, while I believe they're totally sympathetic and they want to get it, it's a very hard thing to explain because when I had my acne, I remember I would be so embarrassed I didn't want to leave the house, literally. And I think it is still like, it's kind of like it was years of every day having huge, cystic, horrible acne that I honestly, okay, all right, I have to back up. There is this thing, it's proven, it's scientifically proven that emotions are chemical. It's a drip that comes out of your brain. It's like in the back of your brain, and when you have an emotion or a feeling, it drips that into your bloodstream and you feel that emotion. At least that is what I have read. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the info box, but that's what I've read. And I honestly think from years of every single day being embarrassed to go out and being embarrassed to be around people and just kind of dripping that emotion into my bloodstream every single day for years, I think it kind of retrained my personality in not a good way to not want to go out as much. I know it's funny and probably a lot of you think that that's funny because I have a lot of friends and I make videos on YouTube, but it is still, because of those years and years and years of not wanting to be around people, not wanting to go out, feeling socially anxious, feeling scared around people, it is something that I still sometimes struggle with. And just like Ingrid, it's something that I'm really trying to break past and move forward with in life, but it's something that I deal with. You know, sometimes I don't like going out, and sometimes I feel myself feeling scared to go to someone's house, even if they're a close friend. I think just because for years I was embarrassed to go out and I was embarrassed of myself. So what I was going to say is that's what's so weird about acne is to people who don't have it, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, which is funny, and that's something that probably all of us that have acne need to really like grasp and understand in our head, is that to everyone else it's not that big of a deal, but to us who have acne, it's the weirdest thing, man, because it messes with your brain. It makes you feel so self-conscious, and it really just directs so much of your energy inwards. Inwards in terms of not wanting to make friends, inwards in terms of maybe just thinking about yourself all the time because you're just, and it's hard too because I remember that and it still happens sometimes. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm so vain, my face. It was like when you have gnarly, bad, cystic acne, it almost hurts to just exist, to just be. Like, that sounds so dramatic, but like to engage in conversation with people is painful because you feel it in your face when you smile, when you frown, when you laugh, when you talk, depending on where they are. And I had a chunk of time, actually when Dan and I were first dating, where I was getting breakouts all around my lip. And I remember crying. I was thinking he's gonna break up with me because it's so disgusting. And I was so embarrassed. And I didn't want to be around anyone because just talking and engaging with them hurt. So even though it's not that dramatic, it like mentally trains you to feel a certain way, to feel bad, to feel sad, to feel embarrassed, to feel awkward. And it's funny, like my personality is so outgoing and so talkative, but it did that to me even. And so people who have milder personalities than myself, I just want to encourage you that you're not alone, and it's not that something is wrong with you, because that is something that me, with my talkative, outgoing, crazy personality, I have struggled with, and I still continue to struggle with. I don't think I'm going to struggle with it forever because I see that it's gotten better. And just like Ingrid said in her video, pushing forward and doing things in life that make me uncomfortable, that are hard for me, things that I want to do but I'm scared to do, all of that has been breaking those things for me. So yeah, so in closing, I think that it's really, really important, like Ingrid said, to think of makeup as a supplement and not a requirement. Her saying is really great, and I think of it too as something that's fun, or at least I'm trying to think of it as something like that, something that's just fun and that I do when I want to feel like a little more glittery, like a little more like bam, but I'm really trying to not rely on it and not only feel beautiful if I'm wearing makeup. Really not because of the sake of makeup. And if you're someone that really loves wearing makeup every day, this is not to condemn you or shoot you down for wearing makeup all the time. It's really just kind of like with my skin. I've talked about this before, that I used to tan all the time, and stopping tanning was really good for me because I had an issue with self-tanner, like with my skin. It's not that applying self-tanner all the time is wrong, because it's not. It's if you're applying self-tanner all the time, or you're doing something because you hate yourself and you hate that, that's where the issue comes in. Dan and I always talk about that with everything, like that it's the heart of something that's really important, you know, it's your motive. So I stopped using self-tanner and I stopped tanning because I realized I hated my skin. I thought I was too white and I thought it was disgusting, and I realized there was no middle ground for me at that time where it was just like, ooh, I have a little glow. It was like, I have to change my skin color. I feel so disgusting and pasty and ghostly, you know? So if I ever come to the point where all of a sudden I want to have like some golden skin, and it's really coming from a healthy place, not from a place of like, ew, I hate myself, then I'll do self-tanner again. But it's kind of the same thing with makeup, you know? Wearing makeup is not wrong. Wearing makeup is fun and great and exciting, but this is kind of just suggestions and thoughts and things to ponder on if you are someone like I was, where I couldn't step foot out of my house without it, where I felt like a fraud, literally, if I wasn't wearing makeup, where I felt like I could not look anyone in the eye without makeup. You know, it's like an extremeness. So that was my Make It Happen May video. I hope you liked it. I will see you all on Wednesday. I hope you have an amazing rest of the day. Thank you, Ingrid, for finally inspiring me to finally make this video. It's something I've wanted to do for a while, and if you haven't seen her videos, I will link them down below because they're really awesome, this little set of videos. All her videos are great, but these ones are really awesome. So, I will see you all next time. Also, be sure to use the hashtag on Twitter and Instagram if you want to talk about things that you're working on, that you're trying to make happen, whether it's exercise goals, work goals, self-confidence goals, relationship goals. If you have pictures that inspire you for those goals or quotes that inspire you for those goals, be sure to let me know because me and everyone else in like this little community we've made really like reading them and retweeting them and sharing them with others. It's fun. So, I will see you all Wednesday. I hope you have an amazing rest of the day, and yeah, bye.